Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, June the 18th. The year's 2025. Let's talk trading. FOMC. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, you need to have your risk management in place so you never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade or during a single session. So it's FOMC news in about 8.5 minutes or so. So I thought today what we could do is we could take a look at the pound and see how we might want to trade the FOMC news. So let's start by, we'll zoom all the way out. We'll take a look here at the monthly. As you can see, we have crossed below the close here on the monthly. So last month's close was 54. We're at 42. We're in the launch pad. Something for those of you just tuning in, the launch pad is from the 40s to the, usually if it hits the 40s, it'll run up to the 60s. Happens a lot. Let's take a look at the week. We are below last week's low and the week before's low. But 3 weeks ago, we're in that wick zone. So a level to be looking at is right around 34.56. So you might want to jot that down. And we look at the daily. You can see we had crossed below last year's high. Right now, we're above it by 10 pips. So this 34.34 level, something to be looked at. And then when you look left, you see here, this is all upward movement from about the 34, call it 15 area. You can see here, this is all upward movement because this is all green right in here. So you see price has moved up. It's pretty much only red, little red here, but this is all green. So this return bar has been filled, but you see we got this return bar right here. So a target level would be the open 73.9, close enough to 75, right? Now the monthly open 64, there's another level we want to take a look at. Opening range for the month here. See, we popped into it and popped out of it. So depending on where price is right before the open, and we've got about 5.5 minutes now to the FOMC announcement. And we are 30 pips, 31 pips. Oh, that's close low. We're 31 pips off of this daily high. And then you can see here, this is all wicks. So from here above, it's been pushing down. And so right here, you can see this is a range, down and up right here. They established a range. And then from here to here, it established a range. So you can pretty much just draw a box right around here. That's a range. So if it goes back into the range, you might want to look at maybe a 50% retracement. Those fib numbers will play out. We had an inside bar 2 days ago. You can see here once again, looking at that daily, at this big red, and we haven't quite hit a 50% retrace there. Only 61 pips of range, so I guess everybody's waiting to hear the announcement. Now, chances are this thing should go back up because they're not going to, I don't think they're going to raise the interest rates. So no raise means price on the pound should go up. And you can see here we're getting back to the buy zone. We're below the weekly open, so call it 35.52. We lost that yesterday, so there's a good chance price will want to get back there and maybe turn the week green again. Range is barely large enough, 51 pips. Pivot trading plan. Near the pivot, short, you can see here that's what happened. And Bambino Flex said short, so once again, and since S1 is below yesterday's low, should be a good opportunity for that to crack. But with the news, I don't really see that happening. Okay, monthly pivot, we still missed it so far by missed by 19 pips. We've taken out the week and we've taken out the daily. So to the downside, 33.74, or to the upside, call it 36.92. And we've got less than 2 minutes. Another level at lower wick zone. See how price reacts around there. ATR zones. Note, see if price will hit these levels. Simple price action chart. You can see here we've established a range in this area. So will price break out either to the upside or the downside? There's that daily high today. Almost hit it. Okay, we've got 60 seconds. So out of the last 3-ball to 3-ball, 35.54 would be a 50% retrace. Got about 40 seconds left before the news. Just simple chart here. Lower wick zone, lowest low wick zone, highest high wick zone. So now you have to decide how you want to trade it. You got 15 seconds. It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So let's just keep a simple chart here. You can see how it's widened, and there we go. There's the announcement. Okay, what was it? 54. There we go. We hit that level. So if anybody took the long, they were rewarded. As expected, this is prices going up. I think we're getting near that high of the day, new 3-ball. You can see right there, coming into the 75. and we hit the 75. Actually, we crossed the monthly open. Remember, I called that level out. Short at the pivot once again. We paid off 10 pips if you short at that level. We're in the upper, or in the red rat zone right now. Still only 61 pips of range. So you can see here the H4 just turned red. We're coming back down. So on these news trades, one of the things is you got to take your pips. You get 10 or 20 pips or whatever, take them quick, because if you didn't, you see what happened. We just moved 23 pips. We hit the H4R1. Now it looks like we're coming back to that open. So that return bar, I only took it 2 minutes to do that. Now it's shooting the other way. I'm trying to remember which. And I was saying here, you can see there, we're just getting back into this range area right here. Now something else to notice, we started in the launch pad, we went back up, we came back down into the launch pad, we went back up. And the H4 crossover that Walmart has been talking about. In fact, we have a new H4 from an hour ago. So right there, but you can see the wick sizes here. There's money to be made in those wicks. And he just likes to just play that open crossover. Once again, simple numbers here. Just trade. You just trade with the candle color at the line. Nothing difficult. So, fellow traders, that's how to analyze a news event. What you do beforehand, you pick some levels, and when price hits it, you take the appropriate action. But you can see here in 1 minute, it ran 30 pips. That can make your day. For some people, that can make their week. And then it came back down in 2 minutes. It ran, let's see, over 25 pips. So, fellow traders, I hope you enjoyed that. Fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. But that's just how, about 10 minutes or so before the news event, I just went through, analyzed the chart, picked some levels, and then just you react accordingly. Because always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.